What's up, everybody? It is Matt Modi with OddsJam, and for this video, I got some NBA player props for you guys. Of course, all of my NBA player props are going to be positive expected value pulled from the OddsJam website. So if you're not a subscribed member of OddsJam, I would recommend at least signing up for a 7-day free trial. Free trial is exactly what it sounds like. It's completely free. You can use the strategies and processes talked about in this video to use the software to learn how to use it. You can also, I would recommend, subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. Use the processes talked about in other videos on the OddsJam YouTube channel, and you can become a profitable sports bettor. For me, up almost 12 grand since I've been using OddsJam. That was in the beginning of September. As you can see, looking at it month to month, never had a down month. Had some really good months, had some okay months. Either way, I've always been profiting. So I highly recommend getting on the OddsJam software while you can. It's an amazingly helpful tool. And just follow along with this video, lock in my picks, and understand the process so you can start doing it yourself. Before I get into the picks, just need to settle up with yesterday. So I had one bet that lost. All the other bets won. Of course, my biggest bet lost, but I still did have a profit. Profited $46 on 175 risk, which is pretty good. So for today, I'm hoping to find 4 more. I haven't actually looked at the slate at all, so I'm going to be reacting to all of these plays live with you. And I'm hoping, like I said, to get 4 more, but let's get into it. So if you're unfamiliar with what the OddsJam positive expected value page is, essentially what happens is OddsJam pulls the lines from the sharpest book in the world, and it removes the VIG, which is just the juice that sportsbooks price odds, to make their profit. That's how sportsbooks make their money. They charge the VIG. They juice them up, and that's how they make their money. So anywhere in which the OddsJam perfect line with the VIG removed, we're getting more favorable odds elsewhere, is going to have a positive expected value bet. So here's one that I want to look into. Giannis over 6.5 assists, I really like. He had a great game in game 1. He had a triple-double, and it's within the range. So I should mention when we look at market width. Market width is just the way for the OddsJam perfect line to signify confidence in a line. For a plus and a minus like this, you just subtract the two numbers. So minus 145 or 145 minus 111 equals 34. This one's 34 cents, so it's within range there. Now what I want to do is look into where all the other markets price it, because if they're significantly different than the OddsJam perfect line, then I end up sitting this out. This one I actually really like. So there are some books that are closer to FanDuel, but there are some books that are closer to the OddsJam perfect line, which to me, this is good enough. I really like this bet. So using my calculator, this is a $90 bet for me, which is a lot, but I'll trust the calculator. I'll trust the math. So I'm going to go ahead and log into FanDuel. I'm going to lock this bet in, and it'll be my first bet, Giannis over 6.5 assists. And of course, the odds changed on me. So I'm leaving this in here because it is important to understand that lines do change, and sometimes you're not always able to get the bets in. That's unfortunate. I would imagine that one went away. That one hurts. I really did like that bet, but I just didn't move quickly enough. So let's keep going. Let's find another one. So this Jrue Holiday under 19.5 is another one that I like. Jrue has always been a hit or miss scorer, so we had a really good game 1, but I'm not confident he's going to keep it up in game 2. I actually in general, like the Celtics a lot in this game. So let's go to Jrue Holiday. Let's see. Yep, this one's great. OddsJam line has it at minus 131. PointsBet has it at minus 125. FanDuel plus 100. Every other book has it at minus 110 or worse, which signifies to me that this is a good play. So or at least I already have Bucks Celtics up here. So let me just see how much to bet on this one. This is a $60 bet. So I need to go to points for Jrue Holiday. And it was under 19.5, so it must be Jrue Holiday alternate points, which is fine. Under 19.5 plus 100, perfect. So lock this one in, place bet, and we're good to go. So now that is my first bet. So what I need to do now is just add this to the spreadsheet right here, and I also need to add it to my bet tracker. So let's just start with this. Jrue under points. This was FanDuel. This is going to be 5-3, $60 bet plus 100. Expected value was 6.04. So my expected profit based on the odds, $3.62. Obviously, these numbers are just based on the percentage. This is essentially, you can be viewed as your profit margin. Obviously, the bet itself either wins or loses, but you'd be surprised over time how often your net profit starts to equal your net expected profit over time. But for this one, I need to add it to my bet tracker, so I just click the plus button. I put $60 on it. The OddsJam bet tracker is completely free to use. It's actually a really helpful tool. I recommend it to anybody. It tells you whether your bets are red or green in terms of beating the closing line or not. Green equals good, red equals bad. The goal is to beat the closing line pretty much over 50%. If you do, that's how you'll be profitable. Mine's been going down recently. It was at like 73.3. I've had a rough go of it recently, but my profits have still been going up. So I've still been beating the closing line over 50% of the time, which is good. I just need to get it back up to the over 73%, which is what it was. But anyways, that's my first bet so far, Jrue Holiday, over or under 19.5 points, and let's keep searching. So here's one that I want to look into, Giannis over 1.5 blocks. I know he had 2 last game. Pretty sure he had at least 2 in 3 of the 5 games against the Bulls. So it's plus 130 on DraftKings. OddsJam line has it at plus 101. Caesars does have it about in between. MGM has it closer to DraftKings, but I still do like this one. It's going to be a lower bet anyways. Well, it's going to be $50. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this one in as my second play, assuming the odds don't change on me. So let's go ahead and lock this in. So Giannis over 1.5 blocks. This was a $50 bet for me. Place bet. Good to go there. So now let's just add it to my sheet and add it to my bet tracker. Giannis under blocks. This was DraftKings. This is going to be 5.3. $50 bet. I got it at plus 130. And the positive EV percent was 6.74, which puts my expected profit at roughly 3.37. And now I just need to add this to my bet tracker. Click the plus button, add to bet tracker. I put $50 on this one. Good to go there. So now that's my second play. So I have 2 in the Bucks Celtics. Now I want to find 2 in the other game tonight, the Warriors versus Grizzlies. So I can kind of have 2 and 2. So my first one, Jrue Holiday under 19.5 points. Second one, Giannis, or no, this was Giannis over, not under, over, 2.5 blocks. So here's one that I want to look into. Jaren Jackson over 23.5 points, rebounds, assists. He had a great game 1. I'm not necessarily saying he's going to have that good of a game in game 1, but I think that 23.5 points, rebounds, assists is not a ton. And this is a great play. OddsJam line has it at minus 127. Every other book has it closer to the OddsJam line. So my calculator tells me to put 35 on this one, but because we're getting it at such an outlier, I'm going to round that one up to 50 because I do want to take advantage of situations in which we're getting an outlier like that. So let me go points, rebounds, assists. Jaren Jackson Jr. over 23.5 should be minus 102. Perfect. And I'm gonna put 50 on this one. Locked in. Good to go. So now my third bet. So I got one more. So Jaren Jackson Jr. over points, rebounds, assists. This was on FanDuel. Again, 5-3. $50 bet. It was minus 102. The percentage was only 3.39, which puts my expected profit. It's going to be like $1.50, something like that. $1.70. Close enough. And now let me just add this to my bet tracker. Excuse me. $50. And we're good to go. So now I have one more bet I want to place today. Let me just refresh this and let's keep searching. And here's another block play that I really like. Jaren Jackson Jr. under 1.5 blocks. So let me look into this one. It's 40 cents market width, so I know it's good there. Let me just see if this one is another example of an outlier. The way I can tell is because the best odds on the other side isn't the OddsJam line, so that kind of gives you a hint that there's at least a little bit of an outlier based on the other book. So now I just need to go into each one and find out. So it's Jaren Jackson Jr. under 1.5 blocks. And this one's perfect. This is exactly what we're looking for. OddsJam line plus 118, DraftKings and BetMGM plus 115, plus 140 is a true serious outlier. We can tell by how all the sports books are pricing odds. So let me go to Caesars Sportsbook and lock this one in. And here we have it. Jaren Jackson Jr. under 1.5 blocks. My calculator tells me to put 20 on this one. Again, I want to take advantage of getting such a pricing discrepancy, so I'm going to round this one up. I'm going to put 40 on this one. Not quite 50, but I'm going to put 40. So place bet, and we're good to go there. So now let me just add this to all my sheets, and we're good to go. So this is taking us over points, rebounds, assists, under blocks. Funny enough, Caesars 5-3. This was 40. This was plus 140, and the expected value is a 2.78, which puts my expected profit margin at like $1.11. So those are my 4 bets today. Jrue Holiday under 19.5 points. Giannis over 1.5 blocks. Jaren Jackson Jr. over 23.5 points, rebounds, assists. Jaren Jackson Jr. under 0.5 blocks. Let me just add this one to my bet tracker, $40. And that's all I got for you. So if you're tailing these bets, I would love to hear it. Hit me up at my Twitter handle below. Would also appreciate if you could like and comment on the video as well. Let me know you're tailing there. Of course, subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel and check out the oddsjam.com website. A lot of free stuff to offer, a lot of stuff you can look at on the free trial as well. So check all that stuff out. But for this video, that's all I got. So thanks for watching and have a good one.